This is a brief example of how our software has been designed to help you get control over spending. Shown on your screen, and the purpose here is not to give you a complete demonstration of all the modules, but just simply using certain features in our software to show you what we mean by getting, in this particular case, getting control over your expenses. Shown on the screen is a purchase order entry. Typically, you've entered the person that's going, the buyer. In this particular case, we've given buyer approval to a lady by the name of Betty, shown on the right, and this is an approved purchase order. The point I want to make here is once a purchase order has been entered, this is one that's showing that this particular purchase order has been linked to a particular job and project and that sort of thing. And so this expense of about $5,000, once it's been approved, it is now an open purchase order in the system. You haven't received the material yet. Because you haven't received the material, it hasn't shipped. You haven't been invoiced for it yet, etc., etc., etc. Nonetheless, because it is an approved purchase order in the software, now when you go look at an analysis of your actual costs versus your estimated costs shown here, you'll see this line item. It might be better if I go to the hard copy part. Look at here where I'm showing, you see the line item that says open purchase orders, $5,000. A lot of contractors and businesses who don't use a purchase order system are not getting their arms around the costs that are coming at them in the future, and they're waiting until they get to invoice, and then they enter the invoice, and then they recognize the expense. Quite frankly, that's not that you can do that if you want to, but that's not what we mean by getting ahead of things. Also, you'll notice here up here in the right hand where my cursor and my mouse is flying around, it says included unposted payroll amounts. What that means in this particular case, when this inquiry went out into the system and pulled all the costs, labor, material costs, etc., pulled it all together to let you do an analysis of where you stand on this particular project and job, it also brought in the labor costs that haven't been paid in the payroll, but they have been entered. In other words, a daily, whether the hours have been captured on a daily basis, whatever. So that's another example how you can get your arms around where you really stand in a quick manner. That ends this brief demonstration.